All right. Like that. I like that beginning. I didn't get to hear that today because I made a special thumbnail. What's up, James? And that special thumbnail um expresses my opinion about um certain ideas that I know are true. And so for one piece of advice, this is the number one thing I'm gonna re just kind of repeat over and over and over again. And I do have a lot of people that do this, which I really appreciate. And what I'm asking people is this, and I'm gonna say it over and over again. Okay. I'm also gonna write it. Um, um, Let me just finish writing this. Okay, and I just wrote down. Okay, so my message is, please message me. Okay, or send me an email if you are considering or thinking about buying a cheap drone. Okay, before you buy it. And I mean, a lot of people that watch Kai and I and watch my channel, and we hear the messages over and over again, but I still have people that are in the background that watch the stream, and they watch they watch the playback. And because I'll have 300 or 400 people that'll watch this playback, which is very cool. I really, really think that's awesome. So I'll do this video. I'll do this, you know, this live cast, and I'll have a lot of people that will latch onto the thumbnail and listen, which is really good. That's what makes this really an awesome stream. And what I ask people is this: if you're thinking about jumping over a cliff, talk to somebody first. Okay. And I'm not asking for people to call me, or you don't have to call me. Just say, I'm thinking about buying this drone. I'm thinking about buying this aircraft or whatever. And you can actually be buying a lot of different things because I've flown and I've used a lot of different remote control airplanes and trucks, cars, and things like that. And toy grade and, expensive stuff. And I can give you a little bit of information based upon what it's made of, or how it's constructed, or um, the name on it, or the type of, the weight of it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that I take into consideration. That includes cameras too, by the way, especially action cameras, because I've used a lot of freaking action cameras lately. So, and I'm really actually enjoying that. I can also give you a lot of advice on web cameras too. So, but if you're thinking about this, my experience now, if you watch the thumbnail and you watch the replay of the thumbnail, the title of it here, maybe let me just put this up there, and I know you guys can read. Um, Buying a cheap transmitter is also, yeah, dude. I've done everything. I've made every mistake that I'm helping people with. So I'm not saying this because I've never made a mistake. Um, the video that I posted, just on that, now there, you probably, if you've flown a lot of aircraft, you might recognize that specific interface. And I'm not picking, I didn't do this, I'm not doing this to pick on anybody, because I'm actually still in the process of rectifying this situation, fixing this, improving upon it, because I'm trying to help. Okay. And there's a couple of red flags that you should get right away when you watch a review. Okay. So the thing is a lot of us are not going to talk. They're not going to go to my channel necessarily, but you're going to go to another channel. And there's a lot of things that you can self diagnose. Okay. And I'm going to go through those red flags. Okay. And cost is not always one of them. When I say cheap drones, you can spend a lot of money for a cheap drone right now. And there are some really bad. They look good, they seem good, but I'm going to give you an exception. One that is definitely improving. Um and I've got a working model of one that, and I'm even adding, I'm going to add a couple of good ones on the list, okay, of ones that I've had good experiences with. Because all of us are stupid at times. We all basically will buy something, and I bought a bunch just on a hunch. I'm on a hunch. I'm just like, okay, I think this one could be good. Um, and it seems like every time the ones I buy and I research all tend to be pretty good. And the ones that people kind of just hand me and say, "Hey, here, try this out," tend to be not very good. Hey, and it's and sometimes there's an exception to that rule, and I'll give you my list of things. I've yeah, hey James, I am with you on that one. I put Potenzic on the list of drones on the rise. Okay, and that maybe that's what we should do today. Is we should categorize the drones on the rise, ones getting better, improving, um, and then ones that are disappointing. I'm not going to say the names that are disappointing because I want them to get better. Okay, my goal is not to like to destroy companies and to not have you buy their products. What I want you to do is look at the reviews, send me a private message or a text, okay? And I will give you the good and the bad, okay? And I will and if it's not something if and usually what I'll do is I'll give you an alternative. I'll go, well, how much you want to spend, and then I'll give you some that I like in that price range. And I guarantee you your experience will be much better than what I faced this weekend. And I'm just telling you right now, when I took this particular drone out of the box, I was really impressed with some of the things that were happening with it. And um, I noticed a couple of things immediately. Um, and then that's what we'll do. We're going to go over the list. So if you don't understand the position here that I'm kind of advocating for, let me just show you the thumbnail for today. I'm trying, obviously some people are going to recognize it, and some folks are not going to recognize it because you haven't flown a lot. Um, where in the heck is my thumbnail? There it is. This is it. All right. By the way, this is the program that I'm going to use and I'm going to show you is uh, Adobe. Well, it used to be Adobe Spark. Now it's Adobe. The hell do they call it now? Adobe. It's a small program that's made for just doing lots of thumbnails and stuff. Adobe Spark. It used to be Spark. So here's my screen share. Okay, and the live screen share. So when I play it, immediately you're going to see some things that are going to pop up immediately. Okay. First of all, you're seeing compass calibration. Now, there's a lot of drones that use this particular interface. Okay. A lot of companies. And I've had some good experiences, some like solid experiences. This one actually um, has been on my coming going up list. So what I want to do is hold my my cool on it until we get through obviously what it now. I'm going to actually take some of the blame on what happens with this because I can do better as a pilot to prevent what happened here from happening. I was very much aware during this particular flying experience, okay? And I want to turn the sound off. I don't even want the sound. It shouldn't play. The sound shouldn't play. Um, that there were a bunch of red flags that were happening here. So it wasn't the calibration issue and none of that because I calibrated it. I went through the calibration. And this one actually is giving me interference readouts and stuff like that. And it's giving me feedback, and I should have listened to the feedback. So let's not jump off. So if you're going to comment, if this is what I'm asking, if you're going to comment, say yeah, bring up your experience with similar aircraft, but you don't have to say the name of it because, like I said, I don't want to turn this into a drone bashing stream because we need the drone industry, especially the toy industry, to keep making toy drones, and we want them to keep making them better. So what I'm going to be doing here is giving my input as to I'm an experienced pilot. I've flown for 7 freaking years. Just about. I've flown cheap drones. I've flown expensive drones. I've flown aircraft. I've flown lots of things. Okay. I've used a lot of cameras. And okay, so I should know better. That's where I'm going to start. I should know better than to continue on with a flight I know is not normal. And that's what I did. That is my mistake in this flight. On the other hand, there's nothing that this aircraft did that prevented the accident from happening from, say, a user that doesn't have experience. Meaning, if you were new to the process and you did a lot of things, there is the potential that you would have had this flyaway experience. And I guarantee 99% of everybody. Now, this wasn't what you would consider to be a typical flyaway, meaning that the drone doesn't just go whoosh and take off. What happened it was acting abnormally. I kept flying it, thinking that whatever was creating, I was thinking there was interference with the connection. There was some kind of magnetic anomaly. There was something going on. And I figured that, and I've had drones that have done this where it started, especially newer ones, they start to do some erratic things and then they calm down. Usually I take this test and I do it in a park, which I did. This one was tested. I took it out. I flew it for about 5 minutes. Everything was good, but it gave me some red flags at the beginning of that flight. I got what I would consider to be things that were happening to it that most people that were new to flying are not going to understand and deal with. And this is what happens. And my problem with this drone and any drone that's like it is all drones at this point, this is 2024, need to dummy proof these things. I'm experienced and I didn't dummy proof this. It didn't save me. Every single one of you that flies this thing that has these similar problems, guys, I was in an open area. You can see that if you keep going, if you keep I'm going through the calibration process right here. What this proves is I calibrate it. I do both calibrations too, compass, and I do a gyro calibration. I do them both. But that doesn't guarantee that the drone isn't going to act erratic. It can do a lot of things. These things are not the most expensive. They don't use the very expensive components. When we fly FPV aircraft, okay, I'm going to give you a case in point. Okay, and I only got one in my hand at this point. Okay, when I fly, say something like this. All right, this is why FPV pilots have an advantage over toy pilots. That's why it's important that Navy that is that the components that we've put in these things, the motors, the flight controllers, the video systems, we research, we spend a lot of time going, which one do I want? And which flight controller acts best? Which one is best with the certain software we use? And these things are bulletproof, pretty much, compared to flying what I flew. I'm going to have more of a potential that this is going to work more than anything that I would buy from the they call it the toy market, but very few things are toys at this point. All the flight controllers are getting better. This doesn't have any GPS in it. Um, but if I did put a GPS in this, I would put the latest and the greatest and the best. And all the GPS is coming out right now that we would put in these things. We should definitely talk about this later, Kai. Um, we're definitely going to talk about this about components, and we're going to talk, get more deep dive into this. I'm only going to spend an hour on it. Um, I mean, everything that was thought of when this was this designed and when flown is to make it fly better, more stable. The manufacturer has spent a lot of time thinking, okay, what's the person going to do with this? Well, they're going to put a heavy camera on it, so it's going to have basically PID. Um, uh, it's going to have PID specs that are going to that make this fly better with a heavy camera. Okay. Um, why shouldn't manufacturers have the same thing? I don't have to. I don't have to calibrate this thing. To calibrate the gyro. I don't have to freaking do this and this before I fly this ever. Never. Not one damn time. Okay. All right. I don't want to get in a rant because what I'm doing is I'm trying to offer the advice that if you're going to create something that is going to fly with a GPS, that thing better damn well be tested. It better damn well have the ability to, if it is malfunctioning, either not be able to continue its flight. So you should, if it's acting erratically. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little bit of an example. Because I did a screen record. I still haven't recovered it yet. I think I have an idea where it's at, but if you know my Mr. Croc experience, I never found it. This one's in a more open area. My likelihood of finding it is much higher. I Tomas, I'm not going to talk about what drone it is. Just look at the interface. If you know anything, if you know anything about, um, if you know anything about the drones and their in the way that they are, um, let me just fast forward here. I'm going to go into the timeline. And right away you're going to see some red flags. Okay. So one of the things you're seeing that the picture is there's pitching going on in the picture. Um, the drone is now is trying to find um, it's trying to steady itself and it's not. So right there, I should have said, all right, I need to calibrate it. I should have brought it back in, set it down, calibrate it. Okay. But I'm just saying, novice users are going to do a lot of different things at this point. Um, Especially young ones, and even, you're going to fly it. You say, hey, I want to fly this thing. I want to get it out right now. Okay. So this kind of, now what if I've got music on this here. This is what I can do. Here, let me turn the music off here. It's distracting because I'm trying to talk at the same time here. I just want to play um play it as it's flying. So I don't want to put the raw video up there because I don't. Um, so so if we watch the drone flying out, okay, and let me see if we can get it moving forward here. Here now we're going out. Um, the drone is crabbing right now. Okay, so I've got it pointed. I've got it pointed in this direction, and it's flying sideways. At that point, I know there is a compass issue. Okay, I know that. I know it. Okay, and you can see the attitude meter right here. You see that where that the you know the compass is pointing. So I'm flying forward, but it's turning in about a, I don't know, 15-degree attitude. All right. And that's not good. And right there, I should have aborted the flight, turned around, and landed it. I didn't. Okay. Stop flying in Bermuda. Right there. And then you have this, you see that green up front there? That means it's a signal. That's a signal strength thing. But look at the meters up top here. All of them indicate everything's good. Okay. Little bit of magnetic anomaly right there. But nothing's telling me that the drone is having some kind of issue with its, with its course, compared to my stick inputs. So right there, it shouldn't have been flying. There's not a single drone that you pay any decent amount of money that is reputable that will continue to fly like this. First of all, it's not going to make you do all those things before the flight. It's rarely going to ask you to do a compass calibration anymore. Almost all drones do not require that. It's because the flight controllers are better. The GPS systems are better. So there's all of those things. But this thing just keeps crabbing out there. It crabs and it crabs. But this actually gives me a location. But the other thing is, here's another thing, is when it lost connection, I went into the app and looked. It has a Find My Drone feature. Okay. So I went in there into the Find My Drone feature, nothing. No coordinates, no nothing. And you can see that it says GPS mode, and then that will be flickering on and off. Like the GPS is turning off and on, which is freaking totally. Watch that GPS reading on the top there. See that turning off now? So gone. It's gone. So I'm thinking, I'm at that point going, okay, what's that all about? I'm still crab walking though, too. You see the direction. I'm trying to fly straight and it's still flying sideways. Once again, should have turned around at this point. Okay. Should have turned around. Just keep going. I'm like, it'll. Hey, James, I never calibrate GPS drones for DJI. I have never once calibrated any of them. So now, when I had some of the earlier ones, I did, but never. I've traveled with them all the time. I don't freaking. I go to freaking. I go. I move many degrees north and south of where I live. That would mess up the compass a little bit. Never had a flyaway. Never had an issue. I mean, think about that. Right after I make this flight, I fly the DJI Neo. I flew the Neo. The same thing I was going to do with this one. The same course and everything. I put it in auto mode and I let the Neo just fly itself. Guys, the Neo is just freaking tiny. It is so like not made to do that kind of flying. And it did it. It flew well over 3 miles. Not out, obviously, but it flew a complete course of about 3 miles down, and I still had battery. And this thing is struggling in zero wind. There's no wind. This is that's another thing that's a red flag is, I mean, not in the wind. and I'm crab flying and I'm still flying. I'm like, okay, it's good. My belief is this is that every drone in my life has been able to self-correct or to get out of its funk or or be better. And I'm assuming that since this one has pro in its name, pro, that pro designation is going to make it a pro drone. And yeah, so let's go to the point where it finally, and I want you to see what it does because I really don't get a clue at all. There, we got, you see the GPS mode is back on. Let's see if my attitude is changing. Oh, the attitude is still the same. Well, the drone's attitude is fly me home, and my attitude is you can self correct. And now here I'm messing with the control, the camera control. I'm like, hey, the camera's actually pretty smooth. It's doing a great job. The video is actually not bad. I'm actually in a very positive mood about this thing, and I think the flight is going to be simple. I'm thinking it's going to be no problem. Everything is going to go perfect. I have, I'm just thinking, it's maybe there is a breeze out there. Maybe it's a little windier than I think. But I'm not getting any wind feedback. I'm not getting any of that. So now I raise the camera back up because I'm going to continue flying. I'm trying to think. We're getting close to the point of no return here, and I'll notice there's some features out there I'm starting to recognize in the desert that I'm going to use for its recovery. But I'm not very high. I think I am. I think the drone is at the highest 90 feet, and but at this point you can see literally you can see the sagebrush. So I'm probably only like 25 feet above the desert floor right now. It's not very high. I am not very high at all. So let's see. Can you remove that text? What text? Oh, the text on top of it? Yeah, okay, let me do it. All right. Yes, I can, Possum. I'll remove the text since I'm not going to use this again. All right, let's get the text off of there. All right, you telling me you got to move me? You're going to make me move my face? Come on, it's called branding. It's called branding. All right, let's just keep that there. Let's get my face out of there. All right. Okay. I'm trying to keep everything in the down low here. Okay. So there you go. There's my height. It says 41 feet, 19 miles an hour, seven distance, 2,000 feet. Okay. Definitely within line of sight. All right. 41 feet. I don't think I'm 41 feet here. I think I'm much lower than 41 feet because my takeoff point is much higher than this point is. So many times I fly out and I fly down and then I fly back up. I like that because flying down and up gives me a nice clear line of communication, period, with the drone. I pick my spots for a lot of reasons. I pick it for its geography. I pick it for a lot of reasons, but yes, we've got issues here. Okay, let me get rid of that there. We've definitely got issues, and it's not good. But at this point, once again, I'm thinking I'm going to raise the altitude a little bit. You see this trail down here? That's the trail. I'm hoping I can find it. It's the drone. The drone is. You see these 2 points of reference out here? There's a rocky outcrop, and then there's this rocky out. It's in between the two, due west of these two rocky outcrops. So all I got to do is get my GPS, but this thing is supposed to have given me the that information, but it did not record it. So I did not get that feedback in the app. The app did not record this, but it did record my flight the 2 days before. So I do have record of the flight 2 days before. This one, it's not recording. Um, so So we'll continue. Now, you said I'm protecting my altitude. Anytime you have trouble, I like change altitude and things like that. And now I'm turning in to a place where I know I have reference. So, and the reason why I'm doing that is I'm going, hey, this thing might be, I might be in trouble here. And if I have to put it down, I'm going to put it down in an area that I can easily identify. Okay, so I know those two rocky outcroppings really well. I've actually hiked across them several times. But this is about, this is not, if I have to go retrieve this, I don't get a straight line to hike. I have to go, I have to actually go like 5 miles around to get to this spot. There's private property in between where I'm flying and this location. So I actually have to go out um, to, over somebody's property, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm low. I'm going down. And you get the same kind of, you can get the same kind of, okay, this is where things are start. I'm overcorrecting. I'm like, this is really bad. I'm like, I'm just going to turn around. Literally, the drone knew that I was trying to turn around at this point, and it would have responded if I were to turn. We're very close to the point where I lose the ability to do that. And this is where I let go of the stick, the left stick, and I let it do its own attitude adjustment, and I'm just pushing forward to see what it's going to do. And you can see it starts. I'm now trying to turn, and you see that that's where I let go of the stick, and you can see it still wants to fly sideways, and I'm like, all right, this is messed up. It's now time to bring it back and then do something to calibrate or whatever. And this is where you see that right there. You see that crop that shows up on the left there. Look what happens to my aircraft. You see that? Now it's way wonky. So let's go back a little bit. Okay. See, there it is right there. Watch my aircraft at this in this next segment here. See how it just shifts over? And then I see that prop and I'm like, whoa. And now I'm over the middle of those two outcrops that I talked to you about. Okay. So once again, it's not behaving. I'm afraid if I turn left, it's going to drift way left. It's going to do something really weird. I'm going to fight through. My idea is to fight through whatever is happening and then turn into it and fly against it. Okay. Instead of just letting it take it where it wants to go. That would have been a true flyaway. That would have been, but at this point, it's just, you see how it's drifting now back? It's just drifting. And this is the other thing. Okay. Just, okay. You still right there once again, fighting it back there, right there. Bang. You see that right there? So I'm here. And then I get this really quick snap right there. You see that? I don't even, it's like a time warp. I think this is both, this is the, what do you call it? The Blind Frog Ranch or something. Oh, right there. Now it's snapped back. This is where I thought, all right, I'm in return to home. Okay. I can see my position right where I'm at, and I'm not that far. It says that it's not. It's not. It's not. Um, and there it's you can see it's descending. So it turned around and I believe it landed right there. That's the last. If you look at this, you watch this right here, right there, and then you can see if you look at the right hand side, that's where it loses connection. You see it turns and then it settles. There it turns and then it settles. So I believe it turned and it settled and it landed. But I did not regain connection after that. It did not regain any connection after that point. So there it is. And once again, I mean, I have an idea, but have you ever trying to look for something in an area where everything looks the same? Everything. Okay, so I'm right here. So I'm more in line probably with this anomaly here. So this first rocky outcrop. But the only way to get to this spot is you have to come from this direction, from up here all the way this way. That's not a fun hike. That wouldn't be fun. It's a lot of up and down. There's a bunch of valleys and gullies I have to go through. The other side, the left-hand side over here, there's actually a trail that goes there. And I think I can ride my big e-bike. I've got a off-road e-bike. I think I can get there with that one. You see that right down below? You see the trail right there? This trail here I've actually walked on. I believe it's somewhere in that area by that trail. Probably right at where that trail turns on this rocky outcrop. It's got to be right there. That is the only way that's the only thing I could do to find this. Um, or it flew in a random direction until the battery died. Awesome. I already thought that out. Okay. I already thought that out. And that's, if I can't find it there, I'm not looking for it because I'll never find it. It's kind of like, um, and it's going to, in where it's going is nowhere. It's just way more nowhere. It's literally miles of nowhere. So, uh, miles of nowhere and it looked like it was reducing see you see it's 87 feet, and when it makes its turn, you see it trying to turn and gain altitude, and it flips, and now it's descending. It goes from 98. That's why I'm thinking it's landing. It's 2 miles an hour. So it's 98 landing, it's 2 miles an hour. I'm thinking it's turn. It wants to return to home, but it doesn't do it. I sit there for at least a half hour. Um, and I try to wait. I try to get reconnected. It doesn't connect to anything. It's not trying to find anything. I'm thinking power loss at that point because even something that's still transmitting, um, but I'm telling you, if I had an FPV quad and that happened, I would still be getting transmission. I would still be able to get the video. I'd be getting video feedback. So, or crashing, explain the signal loss. Yeah, did you see the props on the left-hand side? They were, so, all right. So anyway, okay. The story is not, the moral of the story is not necessarily, it's not this drone. It's drones of that type. Ones that I'll give you a couple. First of all, this one there's multiple apps for this specific drone, and what's very interesting is the app that I had a really good experience with, and the drone with that used that other app was much more robust than this app. Okay, this is actually a cheaper version of the original app that I used to had and had very successful flying with. The bigger brother of this thing. I don't even call it a bigger brother because they're about the same. They're about the same power, level. They're about they're about 300-gram drones, stuff like So it's that kind of it's that and okay, so let's go down the list. Okay, and you think it's a prop issue? Interesting that you would lose a prop or something. It's really weird. I believe Kai. Kai knows. It might have just threw a prop. It might have. These things are not, guys. These are not made in the same factory that some things that we like fly make are made. So the components are not necessarily as good. They're not many times they're knockoff components. So yeah, that's the data that I have. I like I said, I did have a successful flight with the first time, and it was pretty damn smooth. I was kind of happy. I was like, okay, this should be a good, I didn't fly it the next day. I waited another day. I was Thanksgiving and then I had to wait another day after Thanksgiving. So I had a little bit of time, but it could have been. I almost believe that because when these things lose props, they immediately do an erratic thing and then they get into an attitude where they just fall out of the sky because that's what they're supposed to do. If it, and I will know if it's a bad prop. I'll be able to tell because that prop will be gone. Any props that remain will be crushed or missed. So, um, so for this particular manufacturer, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to recover it and then um, and then return it to them and let them fix it. But I'm not gonna bash it until I do the things I need to do to make sure to ensure that the flight is better. I mean, there's a bunch of things I would do different, but this is where we get back to be shaking like a Mexican space shuttle. That's true. But this one, the moral of the story is that this. Okay, first of all, the app interface of this is not very. It's not very informational. It doesn't give me a lot of information. I do get an attitude meter, but I have all this worthless information on the top, like GPS. You see the GPS meter stayed full, even though I kept getting this flashing beacon that said you had GPS. No, you didn't have. Now you got it. Now you don't. It just makes no sense. Now, if this thing was like I was getting a low GPS reading right away, I was like, well, I'm not going to fly this without GPS and in a at a full. But maybe it's not the GPS. Maybe the GPS is fine, and maybe it's yeah, it shuts itself. So maybe it's the flight controller that's garbage. Full battery, guys. This thing, if you didn't notice the battery strength, it says 95% right there. Um, let's see what it really is. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, 95% battery. Look at the green. Look at the green. That thing is a fully charged battery. 95%. This thing should fly for 4 miles. 96. So we got battery and we are and I am recording on the SD card, by the way. So if I do have SD card, I might get some more information. So it'd be nice to recover the SD card that's in there because that's a good one. Frick, probably one of my good SD cards too. Holy crap. I'm just gonna go get this thing to get my SD card. GPS doesn't cause that? Yeah, that's some garbage. Okay, so first of all, full of red flags. One, any drone that makes me calibrate the compass right away, I'm just going to tell you, I'm never going to take it to this location and fly it ever again. Not flying those. If I have to calibrate the compass, it ain't going anywhere but a park. That's number one. Okay, so if I have to do what I'm saying is a regular compass calibration and a gyroscope calibration. No freaking way. There's no way I'm using that to go to any kind of remote location and fly it. It's not worth it. It's not worth taking it out. It's garbage. It's not made for that. So for this thing to be now, I did tell you that the other one with the better app, I don't believe I even did. I think I calibrated it one time. Some of the newer drones of this caliber, um, you basically do one once you do a gyroscope and a compass calibration, you don't have to do another one. Okay, I actually have one in a box in there that I can't get rid of right now, and that one I know is gonna would fly better than this one because I've already flown that one and um I just won't do it because I've told you I'm not going to do this and I'm not doing this anymore. I am not going to fly a good drone in a good location ever again with anything that I can't that I can't manage that I have to do a hike to get. So not doing it, not doing it. Not doing it ever again. There's too many things I can do, you know. And what blows me away, I'm gonna do this because I'm sick of companies, you know, trying to be cool, and they can't beat this. This thing I trust. I trust it with all of my soul because I understand it and it does the stuff that I expect it to do. And everything that this thing does, the feedback it gives me, the information, I trust it. I trust it. It might have a crappy camera. I think actually the drone that I'm flying has a better camera than this. But what's a camera if you can't trust the flight platform? You know, I love this thing. This thing is freaking awesome, and that's why, guys. That's why a million of them are selling right now, and that's why the DJI Flip, when the DJI Flip gets sold, the DJI Flip is going to sell a gazillion drones too. You know, so let's see here, and we already covered that, but we'll definitely be coming back to the to this bad boy. I'm not intending on spending any time with this, but that thing right there, that wagon wheel, that thing will fly out there. A freaking flying wagon wheel right there. Boy, this little bad boy right here, trust it with my life, and I ain't even flown it one time. And you're saying, well, that's not fair. Why you compare everything to these guys, who are on the red list and you can't freaking get their stuff. It's because these guys are so good. They develop. That's why pilots want to fly them. They can they can predict what they're going to do. They understand when the aircraft is not performing, and we have a lot of experience flying them. It's kind of like flying a Cessna 170. Why pilots learn in those aircraft, because they have stood the test of time. They're predictable, and there are protocols for flying them that people know. You know, and that's where it gets down to is predictability, and at this point in time, it is too difficult. It is more difficult to fly a toy aircraft than it is to fly a more advanced aircraft, which makes that backwards. That makes no sense. And it's more dangerous to fly a toy aircraft than it is to fly a. That's really the case I should be making right now. I should be making that case, at this point. I should be making the case that, you know, okay, so app, app, app and function. So pre-flight. If your pre-flight procedures are wonky, the drone sucks. If the app that you use doesn't behave the way it's supposed to, meaning north isn't north, south isn't south. If when you push a button and a camera's supposed to turn on, if you draw a box around something and it doesn't track, it's crap. There's no question about that. And there are some apps for quote toy drones. Um, I'm going to give you one that I'm starting to appreciate. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a close up on this one. This is something that I'm starting to really appreciate because of what just happened. Okay. So I'm going to give you, so we've already talked about stuff that's on the blacklist right now in my brain. And I'm going to give them all the freaking time they need to fix this problem. And I will refly it if I believe, but I'm never going to fly it in a good location. There's no way. I'm not going to a good location and flying that thing until it proves that it can get out of its training wheels. So let's go to my screen share. All right, there's the bad boy right there. And let's open this thing up a little bit. Oh, we don't want to go to that one. Let's go to this one here. Okay, this is what I'm talking about right here. You're like, oh, I know that logo. That's called FIMI. Okay. FIMI's been around the block. they produced a lot of different drones, and they have a different sales mantra. They cater mostly to mainland China, um, but these guys are not on the blacklist, and their products are getting better. They are definitely on the upswing. Okay, Potenzic, I would put them on the upswing too. I've flown a couple of Potenzics. My problems are limited, and when I do have issues, I'm still coming home with a drone that's not broken. Okay, so this. I want you to see because this is, if you look at the build quality of this thing, I'm just telling you, it leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, because these guys can do a lot better when it comes to that, but it's not terrible. Okay, so this is what they call the FEMI Mini 3. Okay. It's it basically has mini props, the same size as a DJI Mini, same weight. It's sub 250. Um, it feels it's got good durable proportions. The only thing I don't like about this drone particularly, you see that seam right there? You see that? To me, I think that's, let me show you, yeah, close up here. You see that seam on the body right there? To me, that's, I don't like that. When you touch a drone and you feel that seam there, that gives you that kind of that cheap feeling. But other than that, that's about it. It's got a good battery. Here's another thing I think is pretty cheap. Look at their button right there. Now that button and that array of stuff, the flight controller, I guarantee the Autel Nano is inside of this. This is very, very, very similar to the Autel Nano, which is another good drone, but it's too expensive. This one's half the price of an Autel Nano, and it has a better camera. So this one I haven't taken out yet to what I would consider to be but I know it can. There's no problem. This one has a really solid app, no calibration BS. This thing right out of the box, you can hand launch it and hand retrieve it. It's got all the makings, and the price is freaking literally some of the best right now. But this one actually has a camera that fits in between. There it is right there. It looks a lot like very much like it looks like I got fingerprints on that. I got to get them fingerprints off. But here, let me get that off of there. That's what happens when we get that. Yeah, we got it there. Okay, and this probably, I can't, the way I could test this to determine whether it is the Autel Nano camera is get some Autel Nano ND filters. But if you know anything about those, they're not cheap. So I'd have to go see if I can find a Nano ND. But yeah, this thing I test flew it. You've seen my test flight. Pretty good. So very, very mini like. So and I thought the video quality was good. Now, the only thing that I had a little bit of trouble with was video transfer. I had some problems with video transfer, and I think I solved the problem. But the problem is when I took out now this is a same battery as the Mini, 2200 milliamp hour. But there's the card in there. But when I took the card out and tried to boot it up on my computer, it didn't recognize it. It was weird. So I don't know if I repowered it. Time passed, and then I put it in the computer the other day, and it all worked. And I'm like, all right. That's why I didn't put up a video with comments within the flight, because I didn't have I didn't think I was going to be able to get their video. I thought that was a problem, but it wasn't. And I already had erased I erased the other stuff because I was pissed. I'm like, I'm not flying this crap ever again. And then I got it working, and now it's fine. So yeah. So I'm now happy. Okay. But this thing here, basically this whole kit, with controller and everything is 2 batteries, and the case was $350. I tried to find ways to get it cheaper because it went down to two. You could buy the drone and the controller with one battery for under $300. It was very, very, very inexpensive. So this is where I would say that it's better than the Mini 2 SE and the Mini 4K. Is this is a half-inch sensor, so you're getting a much more. It's closer to a 1/1.3 sensor, and it's 48 megapixel quad bear. So you get the dynamic image, and I'm very happy with it. The sky looks great, and so I'm going to take it out. And I do like that it's not oversaturated. It's not like the Autel drone when you flew that one, where the green looks like looks like a freaking dreamsicle. Looks like this. I don't like when green is like that. So yeah, DJI's when they put out when the Flip comes out, this that's a mid-range drone. I mean, literally, they're putting a drone between the Nano, the, the Mini. Let's see. So we got the Nano, the Mini, then the Flip, and then the Air. So there's like no space left. Zero. There's no space in between left. But anyway, I would so far I'm saying good things about this. So it's a great alternative. They're easy to get. You can get them on Amazon. You can get the Amazon return policy. And yeah. Here, let me put a link in there just if you want to look at it. Just look at the options that you have. But yeah, they're selling them on Amazon. And to me, hey, you don't even have to worry about all the crap about, $359 right now. So, and I did purchase this from them directly, and I'm happy about it. I don't feel like I got screwed. I think I got a really good travel drone. There you go. Guys? I'm not asking for a freaking miracle here. Okay. So this I would put the Fimi Mini 3. Plus, I really like their app, and I really like their controller. Their controller here. I get a lot of questions about this. I'm gonna show you one more thing. Let's see. Let's put that in there. So, but that's the link to that if you want to look at it. Here, let me just show you one thing. Let's see if I can throw it together really quick. I got to find all my parts. There we go. All right. This is like the most common question I get all the time. So let me answer this really quick. Okay. Now, in this bag is a controller, a tablet bracket. Okay. So here it is. This is the magical tablet bracket I use that I can use with this drone. Okay. I love this tablet bracket. Kai, way back in the day, showed it to me and said, "Hey, this is really good. I like these." Okay. And it's 2 pieces and it's compact. Okay. Um, and then this is my OTG cable. This is my tablet OTG cable. So yeah, I can fly this Fimi with my Apple tablet. So, and let me show you. And the Potensic Atom, and the here, gosh, I put my drone away without putting the frickin' cap on it. You wonder why this camera will never take a good image, because I didn't put the camera cap on here. But it's a good little camera. Come on here, get in there. There we go. It's trying to protect my little investment here. I like the color too. I'm kind of a fan of the orange. That looks sharp. Okay. All right. Yeah, I am trying to sell this. Buy one. They're good, man. Guys, I wouldn't tell you to buy some crap. I'm telling you, that's what the stream's all about. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the controller right here. Okay. Love this controller. It is awesome. And this one is definitely more beefy than the other versions of this, the Potenzic one. This one has the dynamic or the diversity within its control. Okay. Now, the reason why I like this and I'm showing you this is these things can work together. Okay. Let me just show you how this works. So here, I guess I could put it on my screen share. Let's go to the screen share and let's open up the screen share all the way to the very right there. Okay, so let me just push that aside. So here's this, here's the controller, and this is why I like this. So these are really cheap. They're like 14 bucks, okay? So you get this arrangement right here, okay? And of course, here's your tablet bracket. And that just goes down on like that. That snaps on there. And then you get, so everybody's seen these. These are not new to the or to the drone world. These, whoops, I got it upside down because I am wrong way Stevenson today. Okay, so anyway, I don't have to tighten it. I just want to get that not move around. Okay, so you got this right like this, right? So all I got to do is take this puppy and stretch it into the middle, just like that. And there it is. I have a I have a tablet bracket, and you see how it clears the antennas? So the tablet will never touch the antennas. Isn't that nice? And if you want to use a bigger tablet, you turn it that way. Some people that I also have put my phone in here. So, for example, if you want to have your phone in a higher position when you're flying, you can put your phone in just like that. But it works just like, and then I can move it. I can move it around inside there. And the only thing is you have to know where your buttons are. You can't, usually with tablets that's the case. But yeah, this is a nice little tablet bracket, and they're not expensive at all. And then yeah, so I don't want to tighten it up yet, but anyway, that's it right there. So yeah, that's a very very inexpensive version of this type of controller mount. Obviously, you could put a big tablet in here. You can put, uh, I don't know but this direction here, you can mount it vertically, and there you can mount it horizontally. But it fits my small tablet and it also fit larger tablets. So I thought that was that's one thing that I really like about that whole, this whole, setup. And I always keep this little pouch with that OTG cable in it. And maybe I'll fly it next time with the tablet. But my Apple tablet, it doesn't dim, in the sun. So in the summer, it works really nice. Doesn't have the same nits as some of your better tablets. And you can get really inexpensive. If you want to fly with an Android tablet with that, you're fine. So, yep. So there it is. Let me just see if there's any. I've got one. I'm almost done today. I think we pretty much exhausted what I wanted to cover today. Yeah, and yeah, I know what I'm just telling you. You know what it's going to be like to find a gray colored drone in that desert? Oh my gosh. Guys, I have so many strikes against me right now to recover that thing. I don't know. I really don't know if I'm going to find it. I'm going to try though. I'm going to make an effort, get it, see if we can go find that thing. But yeah, the Fimi is, I think it's the real deal, and we need alternatives. And Kai said that in the last stream. We need alternatives because we can't always count on DJI being there. But we are looking forward to the Air Unit 4. Oh 04, man. I am excited for 04. The link doesn't work. Sorry. Let me get rid of that link. Thank you. Thank you, Kai. Let's see if I can get my link to work here. Here it is. Sorry, guys. I apologize for that. There we go. That's the right one. Here. Try this link. There we go. That one should work. Here, let me click on it. Make sure it works. Yeah, that's a good link. So, yeah. The other thing I was looking for, if you, I'm guys, I'm not a huge, I don't need to use one platform or another, but um, there is a sale going on right now. Um, there are some really good deals if you want to fly with a tablet. Um, and right now, here, let me just show you this one because it's definitely worth definitely a look. Is obviously I'm kind of a Mac fan. I'm using a PC right now with this stream, but the iPad 10th generation. This thing has you know everything. So you're already in the ecosystem. Um, these right here, look at that. Uh, a A14 Bionic chip, and those things are $300 right now. 349 minus 20. So 10th generation, 64 gig, 256 gig right there. That's a ninth generation though. That's a little bit older. But anyway, that's an A13, A14. You know what? Flying with that Theme app, I'm telling you, you don't need to worry about your bionic chip at that point. But yeah, there's a lot of good deals, and the Samsungs obviously. I think Kai will the Samsung A9. Let me see if I can find it. Samsung. You guys know more about that stuff. See if you can find that. Yeah, there we go. Galaxy A9 Plus. There's $199, and that one would be really nice to fly. Okay, so you got a lot of options there, and cheaper, but definitely cheaper. That's international version. All you want one is that it has Wi-Fi, so that's all that matters, and then you can run your app. But yeah, you can get some great deals on those right now. So you want a tablet, an A9, they're definitely 64 gig. That's going to be amazing for flying with. Probably better, light wise, possibly than the. I don't know what the nit level is for those, so didn't want to go down that direction today, but yeah, you have some really good options right now. There's one that's got LTE in it, so you can put a SIM card in it. So I just A9 $99. Definitely Galaxies are a better price, but these are an 8-inch one, 8.7, perfect for drones. I like the smaller card. I want a tablet that's big, just a little bit bigger than my phone. So, all right. Any other things to say before we out of here? Hey, flyer frequency. How do you It says, do you like FPV or line of sight drones as well? Dude, I'll fly anything you stick in my freaking mailbox. Okay. I do them both. Okay. I do quadcopters. So if you're new to my channel, this is a whoop style, Cine whoop style. Kai and I on the tech channel on Tuesday, um, we we built these. So this is a 5-inch that we built. This is a kick-ass 5-inch, by the way. This one is Mario 5, freaking unbelievable. Look at that. Freaking from every direction, just looks awesome. And let me tell you something. If I put this one in return to home and I fly it out somewhere, except for Mr. Croc, this thing will come home and land, you know? So anyway, I can trust this one. I need to take this bad boy out. But yeah, super, super awesome. And I need to put a full size camera on this sucker too. I got this for the nano camera for my the lightweight camera. But this thing, it's got O3 in it. I should probably put O4 in here. Maybe if O4 comes, I'll put the O4 in a 5-inch. But all right. But Let's see, what else do I got? This is probably what O4 is gonna go into. I'm thinking about putting it's already ready to go O4. So so this one might get O4 right here. That's the Pavo 20. So um but so to close up and the question is let's see, try flying with the Retroid Pocket 4 or even a Pocket 3 Plus. You can map the sticks to the screen. Oh, cool. I'll try that out. My, if you know Kai Friedrichsen and Lone Star UAV, we love FPV. If I could fly, if I had a choice between, if I had a choice between flying this and FPV, I would fly FPV every day. Just different experience. But this one has its purpose. If I'm on vacation, I can't fly FPV. I only have so much room in my bag, and now I get to fly a drone on a location, and I can get aerial footage. So, and I also have my other favorite, my new love of I've got this little bad boy, so which is another great travel drone. So yeah, so you're saying I'll look at that. Hey, yo, let's Zippo. How you guys doing here? Let me put here. We got to do. I'm going to add you guys as standard moderators for jumping in. I appreciate you guys popping in. I'm going to end my stream right now, but so I added you, frequent flyer, Led Zippo. We're going to add you too. Why not? Yeah, you're a good dude, aren't you? We're not. We're going to let you. We're going to give you a free ride, a free pass. Okay. All right. Thank you for popping in. But yeah, I love to fly everything, and right now I'm during the winter. This is just I can fly anything this time of year. Mostly it's the holidays and timing. Whether I have time or not to fly is pretty much my whether I have family in town or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing away. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at today. And let's see. Oh, Island Twist, how you doing, man? Let's bring you in too. Let's bring Island Twist in. Let's see. Let's I'm feeling kind of good here. Okay, you better behave yourself, Island Twist. I just made you a standard moderator to hang out. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gift out 5 memberships right now, free. You don't have to do anything. You can cancel them when they run out. So thank you guys for joining in, including newbies and oldies. Here we go. We got some new members coming in. Here we go. Your gift has been Storms, Radios, and Cats. Gifted a membership. Lambo got a membership. There's Lambo. It's about you time, you hiding in the freaking background. Goofy Ram Goofy. Colin Bates. Okay, you guys don't have to do anything with these things. They are just fun. They're just for fun. Just when it runs out, gives you some extra stickers to play around with. Hey Thomas, how you doing? Um, if you yeah, if you now that you have standard membership and moderation, if you want to promote your channel, you're welcome to. You can put your channel links on here. We try to visit those channels as best we can. If you have something special that you want us to check out, the other thing is above I have a we have a poll. So if you have not entered the poll, it says buying cheap drones saves you money. And if you are a person that just lives by reality and says, yes, it does, of course, less expensive means, yeah, I bought it saves me money, but it doesn't because your flying experience is going to suck ass and you're not going to fully embrace the hobby like if you flew one good drone. And when we talk about expensive, we're not even talking about money anymore. We're talking about something that is $300 that people recommend. If the drone you're flying is not recommended in the drone community, do not fly it, please. Save your money. And I told you, if any one of you guys wants to get my advice on a drone, and you have to go to the poll, please, at the beginning of the chat, um, if you would. But so it says no, you're not going to save any money. Of course you won't. But anyway, and I did give you the example of of the you know of the FIMI Mini 3. This is an inexpensive, not you can get this on Amazon. And this thing is the real deal. The app is the real deal. This is a follow me function. The Mini 2 doesn't have follow me, nor does the SE or the 4K. This is a true follow drone. It has follow technology. It recognizes features, people, and cars and bikes. It recognizes everything differently. It has its own little AI platform. So it is a really good alternative to a DJI drone, and the price is definitely in the same ballpark. So there it is. Definitely on my recommend list. There is a drone that I'm not going to put on any recommend list until they fix it, until I stop going and chasing them. Because a good drone, guys, will never make you go after it, ever. A good drone will take care of you. And if you do have to locate a drone that flies away, and it's this one, if you look on your Fly app, its location will be clearly identified and you will be able to recover it. Unlike other drones that I'm experiencing right now. So, oh, what do I think of the Drashark by HDLRC? One thing I'll tell you, Reed, is I'm not going to tell you anything in public about HDLRC. Not to say that they don't make fun drones. Let me just see what's. I'm not gonna. I'll give you a Reed. I can give you a message if it's something. Let's see here. I'll do a quick look here. Can you provide a link for that? Here, let me give you some moderation power, and you can give us a link for that, and I'll let the peanut gallery here give you a little bit of input. I'm thinking at this point, that would be okay. The first question I ask you is, what did you want to spend, and what do you expect from it? If you just want a park flyer, almost anything you're going to find at Amazon is going to be a park flyer. If you want a drone that you can take out and like see sights and take good pictures, I'm probably skeptic, a skeptic of that. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Oh, cool. That's an FPV drone. Let's see what kind of, it's $100. Here we go. Okay, so one thing I can tell you about this, guys, is it is an FPV quad. Huge thumbs up right there. Okay. So let's put this up on the screen here. There we go. So I'm just going to tell you right now, this one is it has press-on props, which makes it friendly. I'm not a huge fan of press-ons. This is what I don't like, is press-ons eventually get loose. But if you fly them indoors or you fly them outdoors and you keep them in an area, then it's not a problem. I don't like to have to squeeze props on, even though a lot of people do, especially with with the very light ones. This is a 1.6. This is tiny. And it's a toothpick. So that's what they have. This is ELRS. Okay. We like that. And you can get it in Crossfire Nano. So a lot of people like that. The price is $100. And this one is definitely the video system of this is definitely analog, right? Let's see, mounting. Let's see, built-in receiver, video Yeah, it's an analog. Yeah, so for an analog flyer, if you got analog goggles, why not slam this thing around? I love flying little stuff. Okay, but I like to carry a big load once in a while too. You know, I like the big camera load. So, but yeah, I am guys, I'm kind of a, hey, Sammy Sosa. For, says I had to get a prop pusher for my tiny whoop props. My fingers just aren't strong enough. Yeah, that's the alternative is you get a pusher. Well, the prop pusher, but you can get a pusher prop or a pusher design and you lose fewer props with a pusher, but they still fly off those too. I've had pusher props, but yeah, they have a prop pry bar is what he's getting at. So yeah, we're going to add Sammy Sosa on here. We got how many home runs you hit? If it's the real Sammy Sosa, probably, I don't know, 62, 60. Let's see. We'd love to build 7 inch when we have the money. Yeah. Oh, 7 inches. I've never flown. I had actually flown some big ones, but not a sport 7 inch. That one up there that I have above me, behind me, there is um, can you even see it? Yeah, you can see the bottom up there. Those actually have 10 inch props. That's a big 10 inch right back there. So that's massive. You can see the big props kind of poking down there, but that's just a, that's just an old school, um, an old school, uh, what's the, uh, what's the navigation, software in there? iNav? Is it iNav? I don't think it's iNav. Anyway, not going there. But thanks, hey, thanks for popping in, Reed. Yeah, we love FPV here too. There's no question that we are fans of FPV. Flying with cameras is something we love to do. You can see back there, Reed, if you've seen me fly the Avata 2 and the I've flown in manual the DJI Neo. Reed, let me tell you, you get a little extra dollar, a few bucks. Get this set up. Go digital and fly this a little bit. You'll have some fun. Probably not as fun as your little Ripper there, but your video will be a heck of a lot better. So Aerosmith approved. All righty, guys, I got to get going. I know you guys coming in late are going to keep me going a little longer. We were now an hour and 30 minutes. Oh my Lord. Yeah, if you have not, please hit the thumb. I would greatly appreciate that. Um, so please do that if you have a chance. Um, and please, the other thing is know that we support a stream. Uh, at this channel right here, Lone Star UAV. So that link right there will get you to Lone Star's channel. And let me just put up his channel information. But on Thursdays at 4:30 Central Time, we do a live stream. So let me just put Lone Star in here, his channel. Hold on, give me a second. Oh my gosh, you put a space between Lone Star UAV and you end up in this channel that nobody cares about. Okay, so here we go. There he is. There's Kai's channel. So let me just post this and then we are going to, I'm out of here. So here we go. Let me copy that. But this is the channel that we do. So this is Tuesday. We call it Taco Tuesday. At 4:30 Central Time, and we meet there and we talk all things, and definitely and during the right times when we're not messing around. We hit the FPV topic pretty hard, so that's the location for that. So check us out there. Ty and I, we'll have a little bit of fun with you guys. But anyway, take it easy. Have a great one. Let's put a little bit of exit music here. All right, this is our exit tune. So have a good one. Have a great weekend. I like Thursday better than Friday. it just gives me more freedom on Friday to go fly. And that's what I intend on doing. I might have to go look for Mr. Croc on Friday. Not Mr. Croc. I don't even know what I'm going to call this one. Mr. Shark. I'm going to find Mr. Shark that's lost out in the desert. And hopefully we're successful. I'm hoping I find it because I do have extra props and stuff. I might be able to let it redeem itself, assuming there's nothing broken on it from its 100-foot fall. Well, that's not always that good. So, all right, later. Have a good one. All right, later. Bye-bye.